Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be making a little bit of a different kind of style video to what I usually make on this channel. Today we're going to be making a tier list. It's going to be my top 10 favorite characters of 2024. Not to get anything confused, this isn't going to be the best characters in the game. These are just characters that I personally enjoy the most, and that I feel like have just given me the most value during my entire year of playing Dokkan this year. So just a quick disclaimer, this is all my personal opinion. Just because I like these characters don't mean you guys like these characters. You may not like where I place these characters on this list, but again, this is all just my personal opinion, and this list should not be used to judge how good a characters are. You may see characters that may be really good within the meta, but a little bit lower on my tier list just because you know, I just like the aesthetic of some other characters that are a little worse more, and that's just how this tier list is going to be structured. All right, so just to begin, we're going to go ahead and start off with our number 10, and number 10 on this list is actually going to be Fat Boo that released during Golden Week. Now, Fat Boo is a very good character, still pretty good in the meta today, very useful, almost, I mean, probably a must run if you're doing an extreme class Majin Buu Saga team. I mean, this guy, he's the great. He has pretty much everything. A lot of versatility, a lot of utility. Very good defensively. I mean, he has a revive. So I mean, things of that nature. He's just a very good character. I like his animations. I actually pulled Fat Boo on the Golden Week banners, and I didn't pull Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so I actually got a lot more use out of this character opposed to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and that's going to be why he ends up making this list. Overall, a very good release. And then I mean, his banner was just really good. His banner was just really good. I mean, if we look at it, I mean, you have Orange Piccolo on here, you have him himself, you have the banner unit who was also really good, and then you have excuse me, then you have Android 21, who kind of released, I want to say, towards the end of last year. I mean, the end of 2023, I want to say, on global, or it was either the end of 2023 or the beginning of 2024. But at the time, this was actually a pretty good, decent, solid lineup, and you can't really complain about that. All right, so moving on to number 9, we have the opposing character that came out with Boo is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the AGL one. Now, I ended up pulling this guy a little bit later in his lifespan, but even when I got him, he was just very good. I mean, upon release, it was pretty hard to say who was better, but I would probably argue Super Saiyan 3 Goku has always been better compared to Boo. I mean, his turn 1 defense is just undeniable. I mean, you cannot touch this guy turn 1, and he's just tanking everything. And then again, same thing with Boo. I mean, his banner wasn't nothing to really scope about. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't as good as Boo's. I mean, you have a little bit of weaker characters on there, but you had Tech Ultimate Gohan, who ended up easying. You have the World Tournament Goku, who was still pretty solid, I would say pretty usable, at least on global. I'm not gonna say on JP because they already got all the anniversary stuff, but on global we were still behind on some of that content, so this guy was still good. And then you have the transforming Super Trunks, and then obviously the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the Gotenks. Pretty solid lineup. You can't really complain about that. I mean, and on top of that, I mean, his animations were just really good compared to a lot of what we've seen over the years. But coming in at number 9, you have Super Saiyan 3 Goku. All right, so at number 8, I have Vegeta. This is going to be the Sunday Vegeta that goes into Super Saiyan Vegeta from the, what is this, Android Cell Saga? But I'm pretty sure this is from the, I think this is from the 19th Android 19 fight. But yeah, we have Vegeta coming in at number 8. Now, I mean, just to talk about this Vegeta, when he released on global, like, he was easily the best character in the game. On global, he was easily the best character in the game. I mean, you just really couldn't touch this guy. And then when he went into his Super Saiyan form, I mean, oh my god, he was just a different beast. I remember just running him all the time. Great character. Obviously, me being a huge Vegeta fan, that gives him a lot of points too. I mean, he's still really good to this day. I mean, not as good as he was in his glory days, but I mean, he had a really solid kit all around. And Super Saiyan, he was just that guy. And then his active skill was just some of the best animations I've seen in a while. I mean, overall, just being a good character, you can't really go wrong with pulling for this guy. And then I mean, his banner, do we really need to just talk about his banner? He's a Sand character, so we got the Tanabata LR returning. So you have Vegeta, you had God Goku, who was really, really good in 2023 leading up to 2024. I mean, carrying the entire year. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who was still really good, at least on global at the time. And then Vegeta himself and King Vegeta. These were some really, really strong characters. And you couldn't really go wrong with pulling this guy. So there we have Super Vegeta, or Vegeta, however you want to say it, coming in at number 8. All right, so at number 7, maybe I probably put him a little lower on the list, but at number 7, I have STR Cell Max. Now, from when this guy released on JP till he released on global, he was one of my most sought after characters, like, of the year. Like, I wanted this guy so bad, and I actually did pull him on his banner. Now, the time crunch of when this guy released, he was released at like probably like one of the worst possible times on global, to a point where you probably had like no stones to even pull for him. But he released, and oh my god, was his power just crazy. Like, he was probably, I don't want to say he was the best character in the game, but I mean, if you told me Cell Max being a yellow coin LR was the best character in the game, I would believe you. Now, he was kind of restricted, tied down to super bosses and things of that nature, artificial life forms and movie bosses, but the amount of damage that this guy was dishing out, I mean, it's not really something we were seeing in Dokkan. I mean, besides AGL Broly, but I still think Cell Max was out damaging AGL Broly. And I mean, his banner wasn't really nothing special. Being a yellow coin LR, I mean, his banner was really, really bad, but I mean, Cell Max himself was just ripping through Dokkan, and it wasn't even close. Very, very good character. I love this release, and I hope we get more characters like this, or even just as hype. And I think it was just because of him being Cell Max. Like, you take this exact same kit and put on a different character, I'm probably not as excited on it, but because he's Cell Max, he was the new biggest boss in the game. I mean, it was great. I love this release. Okay, next I actually have Beast Gohan coming in at number 6. Now, this is probably where people just won't really agree, but again, this is all just personal opinion about how much I like these characters, not about how good they translate in game. Beast is a very, very good character. He's been very, very good since he came out, and he's still very, very good to this day, and is going to continue being very, very good well throughout 2025. But as far as me liking him as a release, this is where I ended up with him. There's just other characters I just find more hype. I'm not the biggest Gohan fan in the world, and for me, I actually don't really like this cover art. I'm just not a fan. I much rather would prefer just a standalone Beast hair and not have Piccolo in the art, and maybe just have Piccolo in the background. I don't know. It probably would have made it a little better for me. But that's just how I feel. Now, just to talk about this character a little bit, I mean, he is really just that guy. He's been that guy since he came out. Some people still say he's the best character in the game. I would personally disagree, but I mean, he is still that good. I mean, easily top 5 character in the game. I mean, you just can't really touch this guy for like his first 3 or 4 turns in the game, and then he has his taunt mechanic, his active skill, and then again, he's still untouchable, and there's nothing that any boss can really do about it. Now, we've gotten to a point in the game where Beast does start to take a little bit of damage, but he is still really, really good. Has some of the best animations in the game. Very, very nice card, very, very fluent, and that's why we have him here at number 6. All right, next we got the brand new release, Daima Goku. I am not the biggest fan of Daima at all. Far from it. I watch Daima. I think it's fine. I like it, but I don't think it's great, but it's good. You know what I mean? I'm not hating on it. I don't think it's bad, but it's good. It's good enough. But I mean, this character, animations alone has just made me love this character, from his intro to his super attack to his active skill. Like, they all just look really, really good. And then on top of that, I mean, he's just a very, very strong character. Like, you can't really go wrong with having this character. He's really strong, can't be touched turn 1, then he's just a dodge character. Now, I mean, I have had him, I mean, not perform as well as other dodge characters. I mean, it really varies. Dodge characters are very hit or miss. Either they're gonna dodge for you or they're not. But I mean, he's just overall probably a top 10 unit in the game. Like, he's that strong. I mean, his banner wasn't the greatest, but just the aesthetic of this character is what's making me like him so much, and that's why we have Daima Goku here at number 5. All right, coming in at number 4, I have the opposite of Goku, who released next to it, we have Glorio. Glorio has been very, very fun character to use. He's doing so much while being so strong. I mean, his category is fun to run, like demonic power. Superclass demonic power is something that I really didn't think I needed in Dokkan, but now that I have it, like, I just can't stop using this guy and his team. Like, it's so fun. Everything about this character just screams fun, and I think like he's just brought like just a whole new level and a whole new funness of Dokkan back into the game. I really like what they did with this character, even his leader skill, and I really like what they did with his passive skill. Now, I mean, animations wise, I think he's a little bit on the lower. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not bad. They look good compared to the end. They look really good, but I'm just not a big fan of any of his animations. I mean, they look good, but I'm just not the biggest fan. They're not really making me extremely hyped. What really makes me like this character is actually his passive skill. Like, this guy can do upwards to 6 super attacks in a turn. Like, I've had turns where he's done like 6 super attacks in a row, and it is crazy how much damage he can actually dish out. And I know we hit this spiel like, oh my god, defense is better than damage, blah 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 blah. Glorio is an exception. Like, he just dishes out so much damage that you cannot deny what this guy does. On top of that, he's just supporting for 3 turns. That is absolutely insane. I don't know who thought it was a good idea, but whoever did, I love you. Thank you so much. But yeah, no, they really cooked with this character. Now, as far as like banners, I mean, his banner isn't the greatest. I would argue that both his banner and Goku's banner is actually really bad at this state of the game. Just because they don't really have a lot of really good usable characters. I mean, you have Glorio himself, Fat Boo, and then the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but I would say World Tournament Goku is the cutoff. Now, I know I said earlier in the video that I like the character based on his banner, and World Tournament Goku was on that banner, but I mean, we were just at a different point in time of the game at that point. Like, World Tournament Goku was still usable at that time. Nowadays, he just kind of dies. Same thing with Ultra Piccolo. I mean, you can find some use of him. He still has that really strong giant transformation, but nowadays he kind of just dies. So that's where we're at. Glorio coming in at number 4. All right, coming in at number 3, we have UI Goku. This is the Tanabata LR. We actually got this guy like right after anniversary, but everything about this character I love so much. Like, his animations, his leader skill is really good. I mean, his passive skill is really good. Like, UI Goku just to me almost feels like the perfect character. Like, he kind of almost does everything. Now, he does have some flaws with being a dodge character and all, but I mean, if you build him right, I mean, for me, I mean, this guy doesn't really get hit very often, and that's with me having him at 55% and no dupes in him, so no extra dodge. I mean, he doesn't really get hit very often, and then when he transforms into MUI Goku, I mean, oh my god, guaranteed dodging. He's canceling nullification of dodge. Like, you cannot nullify dodge after his domain comes out. He's giving the rest of the rotation 10% chance to dodge. I mean, it's so crazy what this guy does. Undeniable what he's able to do and the power beyond this character. And then on top, I mean, his animations, they all just look so good. They're really good animations. And if we just look at he had a god tier banner at the time of his release. I mean, that banner was really good. You got characters that are 2024 out on this banner. Like, this banner was very good. Probably not the best banner now, seeing that, I mean, Rose isn't the greatest, Dispo isn't the greatest. These guys just aren't in the greatest state. But at the time, this was actually a pretty good banner. You can't really complain about pulling on it. Everything about UI Goku, I just absolutely love, down to the extent of this character, and that's why he is here at number 4. My bad, I think I said number 4, but he's number 3. That's why he's here at number 3. All right, moving on to number 2. This is my second favorite character in the game. It's gonna be Broly. This is literally Tech Carnival Broly. This guy is just a monster. Everything about him, I mean, his animations, his OST, his leader skill, everything about this character is just amazing. Like, he is just Giga Chad. Like, I love this character. I mean, his passive skill is crazy, extremely defensive. Turn 1, he has this unable to attack, but he looks great. Then he transforms, and then he just has the greatest OST to bless my ears since Dokkan has ever released, is this Broly. And then on top of that, he's a slot 1 god. He literally murders Paragress. That animation is great, by the way. Has pretty god tier animations. And then his banner was great. I mean, he's a worldwide celebration release. I mean, his banner was probably one of the best banners you would ever see in this game for like a Carnival LR. This was a really, really good lineup, at least to me it was. You have like you have 3 characters. Broly Chili Limo was this year, Turles Easy 8 this year, and then you have him himself, very, very good. I mean, what more do I really have to say about Tech LR Broly? He's great, and that's why he's my second favorite character of the year. All right, now moving on to number 1. Unfortunately, I don't have any honorable mentions in this video. I thought about putting some in. Maybe I'll throw some in, but at the moment, I'm not throwing any in. But my number 1 favorite character of this year is another Broly. Who would have guessed? It's Super Saiyan Broly from the anniversary. I love this character. His animations are great. I mean, they grew on me. I mean, everything about this character. He just looks great aesthetically. I mean, his leader skill is probably like the best leader skill we've seen all year. Super Boss's transformation boost and full power. Transformation boost and full power. I mean, the amount of characters on this category is insane. And I'm probably gonna do a video just running Broly's team again. Now Broly has aged a little bit, but I don't really think that matters to him. He is still like a top tier character. He can do insane amounts of damage. He's not that great in base, but he does get the job done. I mean, you can use him. He's not gonna, I mean, he can die, but he's fine in like slot 2 and slot 3. He's gonna be okay. But I mean, Broly, his animations just look so good, so crisp, everything about him. And that's gonna be the video, guys. Now I know there's a couple characters that unfortunately didn't make the list. Maybe I'll do some honorable mentions, but I'm planning to do another video kind of like this one for easy A's, and maybe, I don't know, maybe like banner units. Maybe I'll do like my favorite banner units, but banner units are a little more limited, so maybe I won't do that. But definitely for easy A characters, I probably should have separated like LRs and TORs, but actually just mixed them all in here. But if, for say I didn't have Daima Goku and Glorio on here, I mean, Gogeta probably would have made the list. The Gammas probably would have made the list. Some other characters probably would have made the list in some of these other spots, but I just wanted to keep this to summonable characters, which is why a lot of the easy A LRs didn't make it on there, or they would probably be on there. And then maybe I'll just do a combined list after that of just every character in general that has released that year that I just love. So there it is. There's going to be my top 10 favorite characters of 2024, or should I say top 10 favorite summonable characters of 2024. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. Thank you all for tuning in. If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.